This episode is sponsored by Moonlight Liquor, located 265 North Moonlight Road, Gardner, Kansas. Open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Moonlight Liquor is the biggest around with a square footage of 10,000 feet. They carry 48 cooler doors full of domestic and imported beer, a huge craft selection, including local breweries, also accessible through the walk-in cooler. They carry a wide selection of domestic and imported wines, including local wineries and an organic and sustainable wine selection. And of course, a massive selection of spirits in the course.
And for you cigar fans, like myself, Moonlight Liquor has a walk-in humidor that carries a nice variety of over 30 cigar brands. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. Oh, I forgot to do that. And we're going to leave that in. Oh, see, that was simple. I didn't even have to do much.
It's not that hard. It's
okay, so as you can see, people, as you can see, my son isn't here today because my son is out on the running the wheels of steel. Oh, shit. He's out there running the wheels of steel because Chris is running a little late today. So, Mark, now you can see, Chris's view, is it pretty good from out there?
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been doing this a lot longer than he has. I've been doing it for like 2 years.
Yeah, but Chris is killing it out there, man.
He's on his phone most of the time.
I know, yeah.
I literally look at him like I don't think he's good enough yet because I'm on my phone when I do it, but I'm good at listening when someone's talking. Like if you're talking or the guest talks,
yeah.
I know when to switch it. He still has a delay because he's on his phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And he acts like he's never on his phone.
I know.
And then when we need him to be on the phone, he has to figure out, he has to shuffle through it. But yeah, so Chris is running a little late today. He'll be here shortly, so Mark is running the board. And I think this is a good way to start. That way you can see what Chris sees.
I've already seen what he sees.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, this is the magic right here that happens. See what it looks like me by myself. If I was here by myself,
you're at 50% magic is what it is. You're half magic.
Anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and get on with our guest.
All right.
Since Chris is taking his time. But I think he was going to be out I think he said 6:45, so I don't know what time it is.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah.
We'll get here when he gets
But see, how come you're looking straight at me and Chris doesn't do that?
What does he do?
He don't look at anybody.
Well, because we're having a conversation, so I feel the need to look at you just as you're looking at me on screen.
Well, see, but then I guess we need to get Chris more involved.
How?
I don't know.
That's up to him. If he has anything to actually add to the conversation, then go ahead.
Yeah.
Other than snarky remarks. So that's up to him, dude.
I guess you're right. But yeah. So something we need to talk to Chris about is your guys' dog.
Our dog?
Yeah, your dog. He's a
it's
pain
our
in the
dog
butt.
because he doesn't like our dog. He doesn't like the dog that lives at our house.
Yeah. Chris isn't a fan of the dogs. You know that. Anyway. How'd you think Harmon went?
I thought it was really well. If anybody else liked it, it sucks for the people who couldn't be there because I know there's a lot more people from Harmon, especially like our family that wasn't there.
Yeah.
They missed out. I mean, not just on us talking to them, but just overall seeing Harmon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it because, it's been a while since I've been there. And it was cool talking to people I didn't know. That was really cool.
Yeah.
People that I've seen before, but I've really never talked to. And then the ones that I know and that I know personally, they didn't want to stop by and talk.
Right, I know.
Because I think it scared them. I think it really did. Well, some people were like, "Oh no, I don't want to get on." And like the guy that I talked to, my dad's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But you guys should have had the boom mic, like we said.
I know, but I thought it was funny because there was a gentrification you could see because all the people who were talking were either of like weren't of an ethnic race besides like the one of the first guys, the older black guy who was your buddy. I mean, because you see nowadays it's becoming more of a culturally Hispanic style, and a little more, urban to the area versus, which is interesting because that's how most schools go, back like 50 plus years. Like even Wyandotte was a majority white school and is now a majority black school.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's interesting to think about. Yeah. I didn't see too many Hispanics that weren't there for parent teacher night.
What were they there for?
Parent teacher night. Oh. Students.
Yeah, I had to help out a couple.
Yeah, I know.
That couple that apparently teacher didn't want to help them out or some shit. So I had to go help them out. Almost like if I was staff or something.
I was kind of scared for that because I didn't want to, because I knew that a lot of them were Hispanic or only Spanish speaking. So I was like, crap, don't come up and talk to us.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. They're Spanish speaking, but yet they're still going to go talk to a teacher.
Yeah, I guess that is a huge...
They speak English. They get more comfortable when they see us. And then they speak Spanish because a couple went over to the Chris.
I know, and he just kind of looked at him. I mean, I've done the same thing before.
I think Chris freaked out because they were talking to him and he closed his eyes like...
He just blacked out.
I know, right? I was like, so I had to go save him.
I know, dude. Even nowadays, I still look to you. I'm like, hey, Dad, what do they say? Because I can catch a key word and then I'll respond to what they said to them in English, and then they look at us crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? You just say, que sí, no que no.
Yes.
No, but it was a good time. I hope I get to do that again. Although I know it was kind of nerve-wracking for you guys carrying all the equipment there and setting up.
It wasn't too bad. We've done locations before, and we'll do more locations here in the future if you want.
Yeah. We'll have to do one right there on our street. Get all the neighborhood. What do you think? Get all the neighborhood going? That'd be
work.
That would be tight.
On our street, I only know like 4 people.
Okay, Tommy, Josie,
Rick,
and their kids.
Rick and Theo Louie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rick across the street. But anyway, all right, let's get on with our show, son. You're babbling too much. I don't want to hear you no more.
You're babbling, man. I said like a minute ago, hey, let's get to the guest already.
Okay, let's get to the guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest, Mr. Tommy Herrera.
The applause.
Yay. Okay.
It would be louder.
You want me to do that again so we can make it louder? Hey, can you hear Tommy pretty good? Tommy, check 1, 2. Where you at, Tommy?
I hear you.
All right. Bring your mic in a little more. Yeah, I want to hear you. Because you are a very soft-spoken person.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah. You're only told that when people hear you. Because sometimes people don't hear you. They're like, okay, maybe you don't want to talk.
When Josie and I met, the soft voice used to think it was sexy. She told me, yes, that's a sexy voice. 30 years of marriage, it's now, will you speak up? Can't hear you.
It's not sexy anymore. Start talking louder.
Yes.
I know.
I said, honey, what happened to it was sexy. It was a long time ago.
Dang. You still got time. You still look like you're 25, 26 or so.
Yeah, I hear that too.
You just got to let the hair grow. That's just, don't cut it so short.
Look like Bee Gees again.
There you go. Heck yeah. You ever have your hair real long?
Yes.
Back in the day?
Yes.
Did you?
I got married with a ponytail.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Gotta see
We're the
pictures.
pigs. Yeah, I would love to see those. That'd be cool. And so you and the brothers, they all wore the long hair back in the day?
Oh, yeah. 80s.
Yeah.
They all had long hair.
Long
High school, college, long hair. Got out of college, made it real tight. That's how I got married. It was really slick back.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like you've seen my sunset, though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You wear it like that? Oh, that's cool.
Back when my voice was sexy.
Yeah. But now we're getting older. We can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear anything anymore. Half the time you're just talking to me and I'm going, yeah.
Sí, que no.
Yeah. That's what we say nowadays, yeah. So, welcome to the show, man. I'm glad you're here. Glad you can make it for the second season. Hopefully we go for a while now. Keep going. How long have we known each other? What would you say?
30 years.
About 30 years. Yeah,
Longer,
I think it all started back when, was it basketball?
Oh, yeah, it was over 30 years. Yeah. We're getting old, Mod.
I know. Shit. It was
basketball court. Yep.
Yeah. Because I remember watching you guys. You guys always had a good team. El Taquito. I always thought you guys were pretty good. Yeah. And then you had the 7-footer Sticks.
Yeah. My buddy Sticks.
Yeah.
White Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah. White Mexican. We had one of those named Lance Bobke.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was our white Mexican. Yeah.
Every team had her token.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. But we go way back. And we went there, and of course, I like to tell the story that I think I met you at K-State at a LULAC when you were doing the LULAC thing.
Oh yeah, it was a LULAC conference at KU or K-State.
Yeah, did you ever do any at KCK?
I don't think I did KCK.
Okay, see, because that's what I was like, man, I can't remember if it was KCK or if it was K-State. And I remember, recruiting. You're trying to get these Latinos and Hispanic kids to go to college, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't there for that, Tommy. I was just there to get out of school and
A day out of class.
Yeah, just a day out of class, and it was cool meeting you. I remember back then, and everybody was like, "Man, that guy's cool." That guy, it was pretty cool back then. So, and I think that's when I first met you, and then later on, I was like seeing you on the basketball court. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember that guy. I think he plays for K-State because I saw him out there. I saw him out there in Manhattan." Yeah. But
that was a good time. Younger, just trying to get younger kids who were like myself into school, or getting them into a field that they wanted to be in. Yeah, and still doing it today. So
that's cool. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, that's the way to go. Yeah, so that had to have been, I don't know, maybe 86, 87, 88. Early 80s. Back when, and I think you had your hair slicked back then. Maybe I don't remember the ponytail. Yeah. So like I said, I remember the LULAC trick. And where are you originally from? Where are you from?
Garden City, Kansas.
That's about 2 hours from here.
It's about 5.5 hours. From
5.5 hours. So that's pretty much how far is that from Colorado? Maybe
it's a couple hours from Colorado.
Oh, it is
from the Colorado borderline, but you're 4 hours from Denver, Colorado Springs.
Okay.
So an hour on the other side of Dodge City.
Okay, so then what's the city that's right by Goodland?
Goodland,
right?
Coffeyville, yeah.
Goodland and Coffeyville's that way?
Yeah.
Why did I think Coffeyville was south?
No. What am I thinking? Coffeyville? Just a minute. I'm thinking Goodland and Colby. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, but am I right? Is Coffeyville south?
Right on that I-29.
Oh,
sorry, I-70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, what good memories from the hometown? I mean,
yeah, a lot of good memories. Grandparents, parents, all my cousins. We all grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah,
and, so we're really close. Had a lot of cousins. On my dad's side that were really close. Across the street. We had a park there that we used to play in. Next door to my parents' house, actually. An older gentleman used to live in a house that was a one-room house, no electricity,
wow,
no gas. It was all kerosene lamps, and that's how he heated his house with wood stove, and made his frijoles and his coffee, on a wood-burning stove. We could smell his tortillas coming home from school, and we were real close to him. His name was Cliffy Ayala. The older people used to call him Don Quilofas, and so. Sadly, we were real close to him, very close. He was like another grandfather to us. And one day we woke up and his house was on fire. We were getting ready for school, and his house burned down. And we lost him. He was really close to my grandfather. They came over together from Mexico.
Wait, you lost him in that fire?
Yeah.
No way.
Passed in the fire.
Oh, that sucks.
And so his house was on a large lot, and what happened was the lady that owned it, she's a fairly wealthy lady.
Yeah.
She donated the property to the church. And it still stands today. It's a really nice park. Put a basketball court in it because that's what we like to play. Left an open field for baseball, soccer, kickball.
Yeah.
And then it's a park for little kids. Just put lights in it and automatically went off at about 10 o'clock at night. And so my brothers and I, my sisters, we spent all of our time at the park growing up after he passed. And so but then the city's done a great job of leaving it up.
Really? It's still, they've kept it intact. And
grass and they water and...
Is there is there still a lot of kids in that area?
Yes, yeah, it's really good. It's a small neighborhood, close to the tracks. Mexican kids, Mexican families. But yeah, great neighborhood, great good memories growing up with friends and cousins, and it was just the main place. We all used to play basketball there, So yeah, it was a good time.
Heck yeah, that's cool. I know you played ball, and I know Curtis, your brother Curtis, played ball. All the other ones, they were all basketball players?
At one point or another, yeah.
Really? So, I mean... Yeah, I mean, if you play basketball, you're a basketball player. That's the way I see it.
We had,
You know, whether they were on a team or whatever. If you're out there playing ball on the playground, you know what, you're a basketball player to me.
Yeah. Well, basketball court right next door with lights on, and 2 goals.
Yeah, play the full court.
Yeah, play full court.
Well, it's as competitive as you are. Oh, I could just imagine what you guys is So who won? I don't know. So such cheated, and everybody's I'm going home on my basketball, but yet you guys probably own the same basketball.
Yep, one ball. eight boys and 1 ball.
I was about to say, I thought you had a lot of brothers.
Yeah.
8 brothers? How many sisters?
6 girls and 8 boys in the family.
Jeez.
Any of the girls play ball?
Yeah. My sisters play basketball.
Really?
And track and cross country also.
Okay, so the schools you attended, do you remember the schools you attended from elementary to?
We went to a school, St. Mary's. It was a small Catholic school. It was 1st grade through 8th grade, and so all of us went through that school. It's called St. Mary's. It's still there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the church we went to. It's just 2 blocks from our home.
Okay,
And
so it was like a Catholic
school.
Catholic school.
And then after 8th grade, we went to public school. Back then, it was junior high, so we went to 9th grade and a junior high, and then high schools, 10 through 12.
Yeah.
But a lot of memories at the school, St. Mary's. We cleaned the school so that we could afford to go to the school.
Okay.
So after school, the whole family would clean the building.
And that's all it took with all of you, just your whole family, take care of the.
Yeah, we clean, mop, clean the bathrooms, sweep the floors.
Later on, did they change the name of the school? St. Herrera? They should have.
St. Tommy.
I used to go to a church named St. Thomas. St. Thomas. Yeah. No, that's
not a bad idea. I should probably call the parish and make that suggestion. No, but my grandparents were really close to the church, very, very religious, and they made a lot of donations and brought things back from Mexico, and actually, sponsored the statues from the Virgin Mary and Joseph, and very involved in the church though. Growing up,
that's cool.
Yeah, you said your neighbor was that neighbor who passed away in the fire. Him and your dad came across together.
He and my grandfather.
He and your grandfather.
Yeah.
Okay, so your grandfather or your grandparents were first generation, or they were the immigrants, and then your parents were the first generation.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And still, your friends from back in the day, are they still around in that area, or whenever you go back home for a while? And
most of my Mexican friends are still in Garden City.
Okay.
The guys I went to school with, sadly, a lot of the guys I went to high school with didn't go on to college.
Okay.
I just kind of followed the crowd that were staying in school.
Yeah.
And, a lot of those guys, some of those guys are in Colorado, Arizona, Wyoming, Ozarks. We stay in touch. I stay in touch with those guys that I went to school with.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That's cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, we have a group text, so we stay in touch and send happy birthdays and all that good stuff to each other.
Any of them come this way? Kansas City?
No.
Not too many?
Not too many. No.
Except your family come down.
Got a couple brothers out there. 2 brothers in Topeka, 2 brothers in Kansas City. Curtis.
Yeah.
My oldest brother's also here. And 2 sisters live out here in Kansas City also.
Okay. Well, what was it that brought you guys to Kansas City?
You know what? I moved to Kansas City after college. I met my wife, Josie, and she's from Kansas City area.
Yeah.
So after we both graduated, we ended up back here.
Oh, okay. She Casey Mo, or was it Casey?
She grew up in Shawnee.
She did grow up all in Shawnee.
In the neighborhood
okay.
that we live in now, she grew up there.
All right. Okay. I'm getting mixed up now. I remember you guys lived in Casey Mo for a little while, right?
Yes. Yeah. So after graduation, I graduated from college, came to Kansas City. I had some friends that lived here, and Jimmy Hernandez, I think you might remember Jimmy, ran track and cross country with him in college, and so ended up here and ended up going back to school, and met Josie in the summer, and she had to go back to finish school.
Yeah. And
I went back to get a master's degree. It was pretty silly because I just barely got out with my bachelor's degree, and I went back for some more pain and suffering. And I like to tell everyone she followed me there, and then she followed me back here.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
I couldn't shake her. So I had to marry her.
Get off of me. Let go of my loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for my belt.
She likes to tell a different version.
Uh-huh.
That I followed her. And so we'll keep going at that battle until whoever lives longer will get to win the argument.
There you go. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's and then of course, did you play any sports in school?
Yeah, I played.
So I mean, like middle school.
Middle school basketball, track. Played a lot of softball.
Really?
Back then, softball was a really big deal.
Uh-huh.
And so I had a lot of fun, summers doing that. And then high school, basketball, cross-country track.
Really?
And then summers,
What'd you do in track?
I did distance, 2 mile.
Oh,
Later
yeah, I
on,
guess, yeah.
I went up to the 3 mile, and then I ran cross-country. And just a lot of fun. My brothers ran too. Really, when I was in junior, senior year, it was pretty much an all-Latino team. Growing up when I was younger, I actually ran on the varsity team when I was a freshman from the junior high.
Uh-huh.
We didn't have a team there, and so I was good enough to make the varsity. And so I'd go over to the high school after school and run with them. And so made some really good friends, some lifelong friends. And then, like I said, my junior, senior year, those guys had graduated. And so two of my younger brothers, a couple of guys, Mark Marino and Victor Villalba, we were a solid team too. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because they actually made a movie about you guys, that McFarland USA.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going through my head right now. You're talking about the story, and
they stole that idea from us.
There you go. Because it's funny. On the last episode, hey, where you going?
Got to get his phone.
On the last episode, yeah. What is he gonna get his phone?
No. We were arguing because he was under the impression that he didn't have to stay. He was just coming by to visit.
No, you're working. Sit your ass down.
For this.
Come on. I need Mark over here. Man, really? So it's funny because you know how I brought up the McFarland USA on the episode, on our last episode, we're at Harmon, and this gal's sitting with us and she's talking, and I said, "Wow, you're taking us through the movie Grease." You know, her high school memories was like watching Grease, you know.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, man. So yeah, did you hear that? Tommy's family, they took over the cross country and track and ran distance and had a coach named Kevin Costner. Yeah. Hey Chris, real quick, welcome to the show.
Look at him. See, I told you he's pissed off.
Chris. Hi.
He didn't know he had to stay.
Hey.
Can you say hello to our guest?
Yeah, hi, Tommy.
Hey there.
Yeah,
Hey, I brought you there's a Sprite. Would you like a Sprite? It's in the cooler.
Okay, that satays my anger a little bit.
Okay. Grab yourself a Sprite. I brought you.
We're literally arguing out there for like 5 minutes right now, just going back and forth. It's like, no, I'm not going to stay. I only came to visit. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, Dad wanted you. He's like, well, that's not how I read it. I'm like, I don't care. In the cooler behind
that
you.
Blue cooler.
No, that's funny, Tommy, because like every episode, so this time he got it, because usually every episode I try to pinpoint something about an old, like someone's life. And I'm like, okay, how's that relevant to some movie? And that was today's.
Okay.
Finally, you say.
So we got Grease last week. We got
There's a couple others. Like if you go back and look at some more older episodes, I'm trying to remember. There was one. I think Poncho's was like based off the Sandlot. His life was the Sandlot style.
And then Joe Spinello's was
not Stand
The
By Me.
Wanderers.
Oh, yeah, The Wanderers.
You remember the movie The Wanderers?
No.
No, it takes place in the 50s, 60s, and it's a gang and they fight on the football field. And so his stories were just I even told him, I said, dude, I got The Wanderers going right through my head while you telling me.
Actually, his lifestyle is like 4 different movies rolled into one, like that, and then the 4 boys go on an adventure to find the dead body.
Stand By
Me. Like. Yeah, a lot of stories.
Did you play any instruments in school?
No, I remember.
Nobody had the
younger,
musical talents?
No, Tommy did. Tommy Jr.
Yeah, young.
I was about to say.
I started playing guitar when I was young. I had this nun, and she was beautiful. I was in love with her. Her name was Sister Suzanne.
Uh-huh.
And man, back then the nuns had to wear that veil.
Yeah, the big hood. Yeah.
So you couldn't see their hair. They were able to wear it out a little bit later. And so I remember when we used to clean the buildings, my brothers and I would go out to the side. She'd be in her classroom.
Yeah.
And one of my brothers would lay down on his hands and knees, and I'd get to jump up on top and peek in to see her because she'd take her veil off, and I got to see her without her veil on her hair. And when she would sing, and she'd play the guitar. And remember that movie, The Sound of Music?
Yeah.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah.
I was in love with this woman.
Uh,
She was a nun, so anyway,
you didn't have a shot, Tommy.
Didn't have
So
a shot.
stop.
And so anyway, she could play the guitar and sing.
Yeah.
And so I took lessons from her, and about 5 other kids, and I was too poor to afford a guitar, so she'd either have to let me use hers or somebody else would pass hers to me. And I thought, man, 5 lessons in, I can't do this, man. I'm embarrassed. I don't have a guitar, and I'm taking guitar lessons. So I quit.
So apparently we know the reason why you were really in there. Come on.
Yeah, and then
You're like, oh, I could play the air guitar.
yeah, that was me. And I was doing good. But I also took piano lessons. College. Another funny story. I'm playing, and I was in love with this nun too, man. I couldn't play in front of her anyway. I was just so nervous. And so I got to college, and I started. I really want to play an instrument. I know that's my calling, man, because I was into poetry and I was writing a lot of stuff, and man, it was just really heartfelt and love. And I was taking these lessons from another beautiful woman. And
So all these reasons so far for a beautiful woman, as most things are.
So I didn't have a piano at home to practice. So I'd stop at the church and sit at the piano in the church and practice. And I thought, man, I'm doing this. I can do this.
Yeah.
So I'd go to practice with this beautiful woman on the college campus. And it's in a small room, smaller than this, half the size. And I just knew it. She'd sit right next to me. I thought, how can I play this? I'm in love with this woman. I'm nervous as ever. So about another 5 lessons in, I said, I got to quit. I can't do this. She said, why not? I'm in love with you. You make me nervous.
Hey, how old were you?
I was in college.
Oh, okay.
18, 19 years old, but I had to be very honest with her,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
That's funny. You think she's still around?
I'm sure she is. It's a true story, though, man. She was young. She was really attractive. And
Yeah.
that's not why I took the lessons, though. I took lessons. I really wanted to play the piano. It just happened to be her.
And that was the last time you picked up a guitar or hit the ivory?
No, you know what? I actually picked it up during the pandemic.
No, yeah, you tried?
Over at the Funky Monkey or the old Funky Monkey.
Yeah, the one on
Well, then the guy who was giving me lessons
was
got COVID and hadn't been vaccinated. So I thought, are you going to get vaccinated? He said, no. I told the manager I can't take him. I got to drop this guy. So I dropped him.
Yeah.
But the stand is still in my office at home, and so is the guitar, and so is the pick and the little tuner. But it's not being played with.
Man, that's just. I mean, you already have it. You should just try it.
Yeah.
Like
There's a piano in your living room too.
Yeah, there's a piano in the living room. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was all my idea. I wanted to play the piano. I still thought
It's. Hey, you still have time.
Maybe I'll do it in retirement.
There you go. Yeah, and just like me, I have a harmonica that I want to play, and I'll pick it up and just do my thing. And
I have 2 harmonicas. I got some for Christmas and maybe a birthday a couple years ago, and I asked for them because I really think I'm musically inclined, but I just can't play music, and I can't sing either.
You know what? So far, you can start a band, Tommy. You got a piano, you got a guitar, you got harmonicas. You probably have a drum set somewhere.
You got all that poetry and the soft voice. You could start a jazz band.
You give me ideas now, Monica. Watch out.
I know.
Might as well.
It's my
Yeah,
retirement.
see, that was one of my questions. Do you have any hidden talents? And apparently, you.
No. I say I have some hidden ideas of hopeful talents. No, I can't play music to save my life.
Can any of your brothers and siblings, any of them pick up instruments and start a band out in
Family band, man. You guys could have been a family band.
Oh hell yeah, just like the Partridge Family and the Brady's,
Yeah, there you go.
The
But
Jacksons.
the
some
Jacksons.
good friends of ours who actually live by the zoo, the Ortiz family, another family, I think they had 15 brothers and sisters. They were all musically
Oh my
inclined.
God.
And
they still have a band today.
well, see, there was no TVs and shit like that back
Yeah.
then. So yeah,
They play Mexican music and
yeah.
What does that have to do with having so many kids?
No TV. What else are people going to do?
Adults. But, I mean,
That's what I'm talking about. The adults, their mom and dads, they have like all the kids.
No, that does not translate. A lot of people. No, I mean,
Yes,
there was
sir.
a reason in the old time because the more kids you have, the more hands you had to help
Isn't
work
that
the
what we're
farm.
talking about?
Oh, I guess I never really know how old Tommy is because he's looked so young for the past.
And that's true though. What Monica says though, to back up, we used to work in the fields.
Okay, then there you go. Then they had a reason.
We were an American-born migrant family. So
You really were McFarland USA.
there you go.
I want to watch that now.
Yeah.
Now we got to watch it
We
again.
used to
Got to pay attention to the names in the
yeah,
show.
working the beat fills. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Beats, but you have,
Yeah,
you
I have a
hoe.
pair of headphones. Beats headphones.
There you go. Yeah.
I know a couple hoes.
See, there we go. We're
Beats
right.
a hose, you guys. It all makes sense, right?
We're right in there with you.
The city slickers over here.
Yeah.
You guys really are going from like 4 a.m. to school to home, then
Oh, yeah,
back in the morning.
Yeah.
Man.
And then we'd miss school,
Oh.
the first part of the school, because that's harvest season, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to be out on the farm. We did the irrigation thing also on the farms and, harvest. I remember growing up, my dad, my older brother would be on the tractors, when we were still too young for it. But a lot of time in the fields. A lot of people what happened in our neighborhood is my grandfather, working for the railroad, he accumulated a little money, and so he bought some properties. Like big, beautiful homes, but they were homes, right?
Yeah.
A 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom studio homes. And the people from Mexico that would come over, they were just young men. I thought they were men. They were young teenagers, and, young guys in their teens at the oldest. They weren't families like you see today coming over. And so they would come to work. My dad would put them to work in the fields with us.
Yeah.
And their goal was, though, to and my grandfather would put them up in the house, right, some housing, and their goal was to be in Garden City and try to work at the Matanza, what do they call them? Bee packing plant.
Okay.
So and that was their goal. Back then, they could make $12 an hour, which was a lot of money back
Yeah,
then.
Oh yeah,
for
that's-
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Unskilled labor, and that was their goal. And their goal was to make money, send it back home,
Mm-hmm.
and help take care of the families.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I thought these guys were old. I thought they were men. But when I got older and I still stayed in touch with some of them, I mean, they were just several years older than I was. I was a little kid. I spent a lot of time with them playing poker, playing loteria. These guys did all this stuff for fun. They didn't have any wives or girlfriends. They speak the English language. I'd take them to the grocery store, take them to the bank to cash their checks. And so, and I was my grandparents. I don't know if my brothers and sisters hear this, but everyone thought I was their favorite because I was with these guys and helping them out.
Yeah.
Speaking Spanish with them. So yeah, those are great memories. Talking about how did I grow up, where did I grow up?
Yeah.
Those are the memories that come back to me.
That's cool. And those are the things that you need. I mean, when was the last time you actually talked about this stuff? I mean, do you talk to the kids, your boys about it?
Yeah, my kids know, and Josie knows. where
Yeah,
we
see,
grew up.
this is this kind of stuff that we like to put out there. So later on, when you have grandkids,
Exactly. Yeah,
they'll be able to see something or listen to something like this and say, "Oh, yeah,
stories
this is
don't
cool."
die. Keep
Yeah.
them. And yeah, we all
That's
lived together. Like I said, those guys live right across the street. Some live on the floor. I remember being there, sadly, when the immigration would come in the vans, and they would pick them up. And so if we were in one of the houses and the guys were coming in, the immigration, they would run out the back windows. They would try to scurry up to the attic. Someone hide in the bathtub, hoping they wouldn't be found, or under the bed. And I remember one time I was really attached to this one guy. His name was Ortiz. Tall, handsome guy. And, they would always come in. They'd buy the cowboy outfits, the flannel shirts and the belt buckles and
They come in
jeans,
the hats
and
yeah.
boots.
Yeah.
And they really liked watching John Wayne movies. And so that's where they got the idea of
Cowboy.
Western.
Yeah.
And so anyway, this one time the immigration came and they got my favorite guy, Cortez, and I was crying,
Yeah.
no te vayas, Cortez, please don't go, man. Come on, stay. And he's handcuffed, tall guy. He looks back and says in Spanish, "Don't worry, I'll be back in 2 weeks." And sure enough, he was back in 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I'll never forget that as a kid. I can tell that story forever because I just remember him looking over his shoulder like, "Come on, don't cry,
Yeah, I'll
buddy.
be back."
Yeah, I'll be back in 2 weeks," and he was back.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm sure you're happy to see him.
yeah, great memories.
Yeah.
Great memories.
What was your first language?
You know what? Growing up, my mom tells a story where I was just a little guy in diapers. My grandparents lived right across the street, and my grandmother came over one day, and my older brother wasn't walking and talking, and my grandmother, I guess, had noticed this, and so my grandmother was very blunt and just a strong personality.
Yeah.
My grandfather was very quiet, very meek, very soft spoken. Didn't
So that's where you
say
get
a
it.
lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
We know where you got that from. Yep.
He didn't say a lot, so when he spoke, everybody listened. So the story went where my grandmother goes across the street to my parents' house and says, "I'm taking this one." She picks me up, and I'm in a diaper.
Yeah.
She says, "You need to spend more time with that one so that he can learn how to walk and talk. He's going home with me."
Yeah.
My mom says, she was the boss. She didn't say no to grandma.
Wow.
So she said, "You went across the street and you lived with grandma." And so she only spoke Spanish.
Okay.
So I did grow up speaking Spanish. It's probably my
So
first language.
your first
to
language,
say
yeah.
with her. And I remember her doing the dishes and she would be whistling. She really couldn't whistle, but she made the sound like, shh, there you go. So I remember that really distinct as a little kid. And then, when I went back home, I knew English growing up. And
Yeah.
that was, probably the first fluent language I knew.
Yeah.
From my parents.
And would you say your siblings as well, kind of like in that same wave? Or,
You know what? It's
Or
interesting.
as soon as the older ones started speaking English, and then the younger ones picked up the English language, and maybe they didn't speak Spanish. I mean, do they all speak Spanish? Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
the funny
see,
thing
so
is
that
they
was-
don't.
Okay. So
Some do and some don't.
Yeah. So I'm going to guess the older half maybe spoke Spanish, and then maybe you know what I'm saying?
That's what you would think, and it makes sense. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
it may-
families that do that, right?
Yeah.
But no, like my older brother does. My sisters don't.
Okay.
Another older brother does, and then I think anyone younger than that didn't grow up speaking it. One of my younger sisters does because she married a guy from Mexico, and so she's learned it
Yeah.
for years. So it's really funny how that was a hit and miss.
Yeah, like half do, half don't. That's interesting.
Yeah. Would you say your Spanish is pretty good, or
No,
you're kind
'cause I
of
think once I got to school, and then when I went to college and I started teaching, I just didn't use it.
didn't use
Black
it
school,
enough, and then
12 years.
yeah. Because I didn't know you spoke Spanish, and honestly, I think I figured it out when you would talk to my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'd see you talking to my dad, and I to this day, I mean, I think my dad didn't know if you knew English or not because you guys were always speaking Spanish to each other, and he never did ask me, but it was just like, yeah, you guys were always talking Spanish to each other.
Yeah.
So I kind of wondered. I was like, man, I wonder if my dad even knew that you
I
spoke.
have great memories of your dad.
Yeah.
He's just a good guy. He always made me feel welcome in your house.
Yeah. Thank you, yeah.
Always, yeah. Josie said the same thing. So he's such a nice guy. He really likes you. I said, yeah, he is. He's just sweet.
Yeah,
We were at your home
and
parties.
and a lot of it is the language. I think he felt
Connection.
comfortable talking to you. He could say whatever to you, and because it was on Spanish. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Great memories of your dad.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's when I was like, man, Tommy speaks Spanish, and I didn't even know it. Yeah,
You would have been cussing me in Spanish on the basketball court, right?
yeah. What was in Garden City? Was it was it peaceful? Was there gangs or anything like that, or?
Yeah. When I was growing up, I remember kids coming in from Texas and Mexico, and
Like coming in to live
into Garden City.
Okay.
And I remember the pointy shoes coming out, the chola look.
Yeah.
Some of my friends, Raymond Mata, he came out actually just clean cut and good athlete. And then before you know it, he's wearing the khaki pants and the white T-shirt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then the black beanie and then the pointy shoes.
Dang, he became a cholo.
Getting choloed out. And so pretty soon there's some more kids coming in. As I got older, remember I used to hang out with those guys when I was younger.
Yeah.
But as I got to high school, it started to change. And then when I left Garden City, I guess it was in Time Magazine, where Garden City had the highest gang members per capita in the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That was in the days where, if you remember Victor Ortiz, the boxer.
Yeah. I was getting ready to ask you about him.
Those days when he was growing up, when I was gone out of Garden City, is when that happened. And so, he had to.
Dang it. You leave and it turns to shit.
happened,
What's going on? Yeah.
Should have brought me back.
Tommy's gone. All right. We're taking over this place.
Yeah. So, and a lot of it was like I said, even a lot of the Asians came in to work at those beef packing plants.
Mm.
And so, with that, a lot of things changed, and then other cultures came in. And so
Yeah.
It just grew. And we'd go home, and you would see the graffiti, in the city. And then a boxing club grew, though. That's where Victor went. Went through the boxing ranks and became famous. And so yeah, pretty a small town, about 40,000, I want to say.
Yeah.
But still, just a lot of different culture mixes.
Yeah. So I know Victor Ortiz, he coming out of that city, it was pretty cool, and then when he was in the boxing world. Of course, to this, I think he could have gave Mayweather a fight, but then that cheap shot. And
Yeah.
remember that shot that he. Anyway, I couldn't believe it ended that way.
Nice guys never win. He's over there trying to say, I'm sorry.
I know, yeah, trying to apologize to the guy and freaking gives him a shot. But I mean, you're always supposed to protect yourself too, And I've seen fights since that fight. I've seen other fights where a boxer doesn't protect himself. Trying to be the nice guy, and then you get smacked, and I don't know. It sucks, It sucks that that's they let that go, So, but anyway, was he one of the popular people there in Garden City? I mean, was there anybody else besides you and him come out of Garden City?
Yeah, we're the only famous guys that came out of Garden City. Just me and Victor.
Yeah.
Well, he's in some movies too. You remember?
Oh yeah,
Stallone put him in an action-packed movie.
Yeah, what was it called? The Incredibles. No, not the Incredibles.
You're talking
the
about
Invincibles.
No, the Expendables.
Expendables.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. He did that. Did he do anything else?
Not that I know.
No.
But Ronda Rousey was in that too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, yeah.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. And I was going to ask you about Victor Ortiz too. I'm glad you brought that
I didn't
up.
know him. We didn't grow up together, and
Yeah.
but
I mean, I wonder if is he still there, or is he?
I don't know. I
Probably after boxing, because I don't think he fights anymore, right?
No.
Then
I think he's tried to come back a few times, but it
Yeah.
hasn't been in his favor. But he had some family there. I think someone told me one of his younger brothers bought him like a trucking business, so bought him a big truck to haul.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he did some good things with his money.
Yeah. I think. You know what? The other famous thing about that was El Zarape.
El Sarape, yeah.
Yeah,
the Mexican
So
restaurant.
that's the Mexican restaurant where Tommy brings the sauces, the El Zarape sauce.
You got to go all the
Salsa?
way home to get it? Or
Well, I was for a long time, but then they started shipping it out here to the Kansas City areas, for sure in Topeka.
Yeah.
Little T was telling me they had it in Manhattan, but I couldn't find it in Manhattan. But they sell it in a Dillon's over in Topeka. I bought it there before.
And you think they still sell it there?
Yeah.
Really? Because like I've told you before, Sam's Club was selling it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
They were selling it on the giant pallets, and I thought I was the only one buying it because nobody else. Every time I went, there was always a lot there, so I would try to pick up as much as I can.
Yeah.
And Sandy's like, "Really? Do you need 30 jars?" I'm like,
I got to keep
"You
him in
can't." I
business.
said, "Tommy goes all the way home to get this stuff, and it's all right here on the pallet." I said, "I didn't even know they had 3 flavors." Tommy always brings the hot one. They have the mild and the medium, and yeah, but the hot one was good. It's still good.
Yeah, they have a chile verde also.
They have a chili verde too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'll bring you some next time.
Yeah,
You never asked
you
for
bring
it,
it so T can take it.
So the last time your dad asked for a case, right? So I had it ready to go. Brought it upstairs from the basement. That's about the time we were moving T to UC Berkeley, and he asked for some sauce. And so Johnny went and got that case that was your dad's and put it on the back of the truck, and it's in California.
So I said, "Hey, Tommy, so you still got that salsa?" "Oh man, T took it with him." I'm like, "Oh, okay, understandable." Yeah, and then you told me that Johnny put it in the U-Haul.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, so I mean, the chips, the food's good there, and it's still going, right?
Yeah.
Family owned.
Yeah, family owned. Matter of fact, when I grew up, it was a block from our house, and the Garcia families owned it. We knew them really well. Their oldest son was a basketball player, really good too.
Was his name Mario?
Mike.
Dang,
close. And M. Garcia.
Yeah. But anyways, when the grandparents who opened it passed away, then some other family members took it over, and they stayed there for quite some time. And then they moved about 2 miles up the road from our home.
Okay.
But it's still there.
But you got to tell me, at least somebody in the family had to work there.
You know what? I don't think anyone has.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's how you guys get the discount.
I know.
Yeah. No, we've been we've been friends forever.
I
Yeah,
guess they ate
so
this.
like, I
Yeah,
would
they
have thought
would've.
maybe, one of your sisters or one of your brothers, a little part time job, money on the side, go work at the restaurant.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think any of us did. That's a good question, but I don't think it did. But my mom, she's very active in the community, very close to the family. We would, if we had a wedding or any type of family events, Mom would always order the food from there and the rice and
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh shit! Now I
Get
can
the
see
family,
you, Tommy.
Get the family discounts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good people. The Garcias are good people.
Yeah. Thanks. And hopefully the Garcias that you know are still good people.
Yeah. Some of them, yes.
Yeah.
The wife, Sandy, yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Sandy, you're watching, aren't you?
Oh yeah, she is. I know she is. So I'm gonna go back. Your hidden talents. I know you got to have a hidden talent out there.
I can't share it online.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah,
one of those hidden talents. Oh
Marcos
yeah.
is like, what's he talking about?
I thought you were gonna say art or something. No.
That's funny. Yeah. All right, we can keep that to ourselves. Yeah. I do have millions of listeners out there, so yeah. So
PG.
yeah.
G.
Yeah. How's the summer going? The summer's almost
Over.
over.
Summer's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys the pool? Get it going?
Yeah.
did?
It's a lot of work. That's Josie's expertise.
Okay. Yeah. See, it's the same thing
I
with
just
my other
jump
half.
in.
It's
Yeah.
like- yeah.
That's one of her hidden talents.
Yeah.
Keep that pool clean.
Pool management. Yeah.
Pool management. Yes.
Yeah. Is it going to stay up, or are you guys going to put it away, or what's going to?
I think we're going to keep it up, and then make a decision next year. See if we want to get that
Yeah.
bigger one. I like the idea of a pool, and not getting any younger and
But you're
exercise.
empty
swimming,
nesters now.
Empty nesters. We could play in the backyard.
Heck yeah. Run naked around the neighborhood. Oh, I mean the backyard.
It's in a pretty open backyard, so
Yeah.
everybody's.
Yeah, it's not like my backyard. Yeah,
Oh,
that's cool.
I know. Hidden talent, or I guess
What's that?
You guys' creativity, because every Halloween that my dad would have a costume party, man. You guys would come in some pretty extravagant
Oh, yeah,
costumes.
yeah.
That's a creativity levels are
Yeah.
up there.
I can't take any credit for that, though.
Yeah, that's how Josie. You just stand there and let Josie just dress you pretty much.
That's exactly how it works. So she goes out to the thrift stores, and she has this idea in her head, and she goes out and starts picking things. Like she picked this red dress one time. What are you gonna do with this red dress? And she says, "You'll see. I'm just curious. What are you gonna do with this?" She's too busy thinking. So we get home, and she cuts it down the middle. She puts the buttons on it. It's got the little riffled sleeves.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the year I don't know what she was, a pirate or something. I don't know. But then she had all the hat. So she gets ready. It takes her about an hour or so. I'm taking a nap because we're going to have a late night. And then after she's ready and she's fully in costume, she wakes me up and says, "Okay, I'm ready for you." So I go sit at the kitchen table or stand, whatever she needs. And she dresses me.
Dress up doll, and she starts getting you ready.
That's how it works, honestly.
Yes, and then you say, "I'm not driving this year to the party because I'm tired. I just got it from a nap. I'm still tired." And so guess what, Josie? It's almost 11 o'clock. Mario usually has the costume contest around this time, so we better just show up now. So we're at we host we used to host Halloween parties, and a lot of people would show up, and it was cool because it was a house party. You had the DJ, the dance floor, and everybody's just having a good time. And of course, everybody's looking around like, all right, the Herreras aren't here, so come on, Mario, hurry up, let's judge this contest because everybody dresses up, And I'm like, all right, yeah, and I know you guys are still down the street, and I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll get it started. And I tell your mom, let's wait a little while because Tommy and Josie's gonna be here. And they always surprise everybody with whatever
entrance.
costume. Yeah. All right, come on, Mario, hurry up. Let's get it going. Oh, the Rares are here. Oh, everybody's like, oh,
Second place, third place.
All right, who wants second? Who's getting third? Because we know where the first place is going.
Have you guys seen that book that my mom made? She made a Halloween. She got a bunch of the old pictures together and made a composite book. Oh no? Well, it's actually kind of funny because we're going through it and you guys are like on like at least like majority. Like your guys' costumes are like some of the when you're flipping through. And it's kind of funny because as we start going back, because you guys have been doing this since like early 2000s, or 90s since the old house.
Well, yeah, we started back then.
Yeah, but like you guys have been doing this in the 2000s, and we're going back, and you're going, huh? You know what? you can't do this anymore because we're going back through some pages and you're like, you can't dress up like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of messed up on one of them. I thought was super hilarious.
Like which one?
Rubens when he came as
Ruben Ontiveros. He came in as Biggie.
Biggie, yeah.
The rapper, and he went blackface. And,
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, he was already dark, but he darkened himself even
Yeah,
more.
just a little bit, you know.
I
And
mean,
it looked pretty cool because he walked in, we're like, shit. He looked pretty good. You know, he was all dressed up like the rapper. And
There's one year you guys were Asian.
yeah.
yeah.
We
Like-
won that year too.
Yeah.
Like some of our cousins were terrorists. Like it was like, oh man.
Leo came in as a terrorist one day. He had a bomb on his chest.
I was like, oh man.
That was the year that I was a bandito.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember I had the big sombrero, yeah. I had a real shotgun on me. I was carrying a real shotgun on me.
I can't do that.
And so Leo and I take a picture, and I have it pointing at his head, you know.
Oh shit.
I was like, oh my god. I was like,
Like,
I
we-
was like,
yeah,
you
we just
can't.
don't-
This
we
we
don't-
gotta hide this book, and we can't let this see the light of day.
Yeah, no
You
kidding.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. But you know, a lot of people ask though, you know, if you guys can have another Halloween party, you got to bring it back because a lot of my nieces and nephews and even my kids now they're old enough to be at these parties because I used to have a rule.
The rule was
The rule was high school. If you're in high school, you got to be at least a senior.
mm-hmm.
You know.
Right.
And so yeah, I remember a lot of the kids were finally, yes, we finally get to go to the party, and some did, and then some didn't get to make it.
Although
Excuse me.
we're changing it up though, so I mean,
Yeah, so now we're trying to change it up to the
Trivia.
The
Trivia
trivia. You know
nights.
how we did the trivia last year?
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and so we want to do it this year, and we kind of want to. It's not going to be around Halloween. We're probably looking maybe early November, maybe second weekend of November, and just call it like a costume. Make it a costume.
still theme,
So-
still theme and
Still
costume.
theme, yeah. Just kind of like we did last time. You know, everybody dressed up cool. You know, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The Garcia party family.
Yeah, it was. What did you want to be growing up? I mean, you wanted to. There's something that you're like. You want to be an NBA star or?
Well, yeah, I think anyone that touched the ball in our family thought we were going to be in the NBA. but then we maxed out on height, you know, 8th grade. But no, crazy as it sounds, I imagine most people don't know this, but I wanted to be a priest for a long time.
Really?
Really?
Even when I was into my 20s, I still thought I was going to.
Yeah, it was picking up that guitar.
Yeah,
and then that's.
Well,
when
I
you-
thought that's the way I could connect with Sister Suzanne.
right?
That was
Oh,
like-
so she has a name. Okay, I was gonna
Yeah, no,
ask
she
you-
said it earlier. You said it.
Oh, you
earlier.
did. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the name.
Sister
Okay, I
Suzanne.
can't. You said her name once, but then you just kept saying beautiful.
That is the
beautiful,
most.
most beautiful woman.
That is like the most ironic thing too. Like the only way to get closer is also the most like get farther away from her by taking the covenant yourself. Like you couldn't get any farther from someone.
Yeah. So yeah. So Tom's like, man, maybe if I wear a small white collar, maybe I get closer to that. Yeah.
And not just see the hair, but maybe I could touch the hair, right?
Yeah. What was it that you wanted to be? I mean, that's what it was a priest.
I really thought I was going to be a priest for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
And
you
really,
felt the call for a while, just like
you know,
just
I felt it for a long time. And like I said, my grandparents were very religious.
Yeah.
Grew up in a Catholic school, a strong Catholic family. We had to sit in the very front, a pew.
Oh,
every
you guys said
Sunday.
Well, you guys filled up too.
Yeah,
right?
we did.
2
Maybe
pews?
3 sometimes. But yeah, just it was there, and I thought I had a strong calling, and
Yeah.
I probably didn't tell a lot of people. I told my grandparents. My grandfather, remember writing him when I was in college and telling him, and he said, "You want me to take you to the priest? You want to go together and make this commitment?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to finish college, and then I think that's what I'll do." But I remember coming back. I used to drive home, like I said, from Manhattan. It was about 5 hours, and where I was going to school. And I remember leaving home, big family event, and I'm in my little Volkswagen,
Uh-huh.
and thinking about all my brothers and sisters were having babies,
Uh-huh.
right? And I thought, man, I sure want to have kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what pulled me, being selfish. I wanted to have my own children,
Uh-huh.
and met Josie, and
And then you met that one that wouldn't let go of your belt loop.
yep, she wouldn't let go, and I couldn't shake her, so I said, "Sorry, God, she's got me here."
All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done trying to.
where did you meet
trying to-
Josie? College?
We met here in Kansas City at the Guadalupe Center.
Interesting.
I had just graduated from college, and I was working at the Guadalupe Center in the education department. And Josie was working a summer event, like a summer school, to help little kids reading. And we just became friends. And like I said, I went back to school after that. We didn't see each other. We went back to school. She was back to school. And a few weeks after, because I got there late, and I gave her a call and said, hey, you want to get together? She said, how are you going to get here? I said, I'm here. I'm going to school. She said, really? I said, yeah. And I think she had a boyfriend at the time, and she had to drop him. And
Dang.
she found the love of her life. And after that, I couldn't shake her.
Dang.
Yeah, you found that. And then you said she looked like Sister Suzanne?
Yeah. that's what did it.
Had a drawing, just something about it just called me to her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You like guitar music?
We were really good friends there, and just kind of developed.
Oh, that's why you told Josie, here, hold this guitar, act like you're playing it.
Put on a song and move your lips.
Put this veil on.
Put some blonde hair in the front. Wear this wig for me, honey.
It's all out of the bag now, Tommy. We're gonna have to edit all that out. Yeah, we won't let that part go.
But you can't come in the bedroom with that veil. That's just not right.
Oh
Man, that's crazy. Well, what was your first job?
My first job was working in the fields.
Work in the fields.
Yeah. As a little guy.
You remember how much were you making?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Going to my mom and dad.
So
how it worked in the fields, we would do so many acres, and then my dad would get paid so much money. So depending on how long it took, he would figure out how much he owed the guys who were working with us.
Yeah.
And then if my tias went and my cousins, then they would get a cut also, and then our family would get the cut. And we didn't get a check.
Heck yeah.
So, my dad.
So your dad was like Joe Jackson. He had the Jackson 8 out there with the Herrera 8 out there working for him.
Yeah. So that's how that worked on the fields. We never saw a penny. So, but on a hot day though, I mean, it was like 115 degrees out there on an average day, right? And so, learning to work the fields, if you forgot a hat, then the guys from Mexico would tell us, "Hey, just cut a beat." The beats come out like this.
Yeah.
And so turn it upside down and put it on your head and stay cool.
Man.
Yeah. And so this guy named Jose, called him Widow. He was hoeing one time.
Yep.
And I remember a jackrabbit going by. Wow. Hit that thing, put him on a little loop right here on his bandana, go all down the field. Sometimes it's a quarter mile, sometimes a half mile. Rarely was it a mile, but we had mile lines too. For lunch, he cooked that thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang, he
he skinned that thing right there, open fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
These guys knew how to live off the
Savage.
wild, right? These guys come across
Yeah.
very different ways, and so pretty interesting.
Surviving, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'd be a little traumatized to see that right there as a kid. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, right.
But a lot of great stories, though. When I think about that, and you ask those questions, I'm thinking, wow, all this stuff starts coming back.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm glad you say that, because I think I've done that to a lot of people, because they rarely ask questions like this, and then everything starts to come back,
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun that neighborhood. We were all poor, I tell Josie and the kids that you don't realize you were poor until you're not poor. I think you're just living.
Like some simple necessities you think are simple now, like was a luxury back then for some.
Yeah. Like a pair of shoes, to get a new pair of shoes to play basketball. That was rare.
Yeah, I heard somebody on another podcast say there's a difference. I wasn't poor. I was just broke, So you don't have everything. You have some stuff, but, it's, and I was like, well, that makes sense. There's a difference from poor and from broke,
Yeah. Poor in the sense of money, but not poor in the sense of love and caring and parents and family. In that regard, yeah. And that's some good stuff. I'm learning a lot about you. This is cool. I'm glad you came in. Yeah, because throwing all my secrets around.
Yeah. So, we go back to you and I. We met. We played basketball together. I remember watching you guys. I don't know how, because I got to play with you guys for a little bit. El Taquito.
Yeah.
And then I think I had already known Enrique Charan. I already knew him and his brothers. because we played fast pitch softball. So then I started playing basketball with you guys, and I think Lino's played with you guys as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who else was on that team.
Matt Raya.
Matt, crazy Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one I like to talk to. I like to talk to him, Linos. I like to get you on the show too. Yeah. So I remember watching you guys playing, and I was like, man, I gotta, because I wanted to play with you guys, and then the Magic, David Ward's team. He always had a good team, and my cousin Jaime played for him for a while, and I don't know. They ain't seen nothing in me, Tommy, over there. So I don't. They have Brian Escarino, I think, playing with them, right?
No, Brian got passed around.
Oh yeah, Brian was playing with you guys.
Yeah. I just saw Brian the other day at the Fiesta.
Oh, okay. Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's always good to see him because he brings back those memories. Some of the, we're all younger back then. We didn't have a lot of money. How do we get the games and
Carpooling, everybody fit in one car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got stories like that. Yeah.
So he was talking about he said, you still got the Toyota truck? He said, remember the camper? And so I have to pick up the guys on Friday night to travel to Omaha or to Iowa. I'd have to go to the bars and find them. Come on, man. They'd have their bags, but they'd be at the bar getting drunk. And I remember one time we picked up Brian, picked up Lino's and Matt, and put them in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
2 or 3 of us were in the front, staying warm, and those guys were in the camper. It's snowing out, blizzard.
Oh my god!
And he's talking about how they used to hug each other to stay warm.
That's why they were at the bar first to get prepped.
Yeah.
And so I'd open up the back camper. When we get there, you just see a big old puff of smoke. Like Cheech and Chong were back there. And
We gotta stay warm.
That's funny you say that because, Tommy would call me and say, hey, you want to go out of town? We're going to Omaha. Yeah. How many guys? 4. Tommy, we got to play with 5. We can play with 4, but we'll find somebody else. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Hey, you know anybody that wants to play? I was like, dude, it's Thursday. You want to leave Friday night? It's Thursday. And yeah, so we would.
Now, when you would call him out sometimes to go play, this dude, you'll call him like on a Tuesday for the game, like on like Friday or something. Mm-hmm. He'll take those next 3 days to stretch just to prepare.
You had to, man.
Get warm, huh? Get warm just 3 nights before.
I remember we went to a tournament to Omaha, and it was Omaha, and you were able to get a van. I think GCI let us use their van.
Yeah.
So I think it was you, Tomas, Jason Hernandez, myself, and Matt. I think it was only us 5, I think.
In the van?
Yeah. We had this 18-passenger van, and sure enough, these guys started to spark it up. We're back there smoking, and you roll the windows down. You're like, keep that smoke back there, man. We're driving down the way to Omaha. Get to Omaha, all blitzed. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, they would take out the uniforms, get ready to play, smell like smoke. And the guys think we were playing. Say, what have you guys been doing, man? They think we were high.
Yeah.
So I tried to explain, no. Last night.
Yeah.
They said, yeah, we don't want to hear it.
And that was almost, I want to say that was that same weekend that we were in Omaha, and then we were looking for a place to hang out. We ended up going to some bar, and we got kicked out because we almost got into the fight with the owner. Because it was crazy because the
He
DJ
said I wasn't involved in that.
Right, the DJ was playing some good music, and we were having a good time. And then I said, hey, can you play some Vicente for us? And the DJ was like, oh man, I can't play that kind of music in here. I said, come on. I said, here, boom. I gave him $20. Here's $20. Play the music we want. He's like, bet, I'll play. I'll play whatever you guys want. So he played Volver, right? Vicente. And halfway through, they cut it off. I'm like, dude, what's up? I asked the DJ. He goes, the owner told me to cut it off. So I went up to the owner. I'm like, well, dude, what's up? Oh, sorry, we don't play that kind of music here.
I remember that.
You remember it now?
Yeah, I remember
Where was
that.
this?
This was in Omaha.
Omaha?
Yeah. And I was like,
When?
dude, I said, my money is just as good as anybody's money here. I said, we're trying to have a good time. I said, look at all the beer we bought from you guys. Yeah, we got kicked out of that bar. And man, we were so upset. Everybody was upset, and finally we get the next day, Steve comes over. Yeah, Steve comes over to us and says, hey, what'd you guys do last night? And I was like, and then somebody said, hey man, we went to this bar down the street, and down on the corner, and we asked them to play some music for us, and then we get kicked out. And he's like, "Oh man, you guys, no, the prejudice in that bar. You guys should have never been in that bar." He's like, "I told you guys to call me to let me know where you guys, if you guys wanted to go here and there." And I was like, "Oh man." I said that was, yeah.
When was this? What year?
Oh man, I don't know. It was early 2000s.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, you guys are still young bucks. But yeah, that was a good time. And there was another time. I think we went to Newton to play ball, and we got into a big fight down in the gym. I don't know if you remember that.
You know, your dad. We couldn't take him in without getting a fight.
It wasn't me, Tommy. It wasn't me.
They said it was me, and it was him.
Yeah. You're the one that instigated.
I'm soft spoken. I'm quiet.
Yeah.
Not competitive. It was never me.
Oh man, yeah. We used to get. This is good times. Yeah, Jason Hernandez was with us.
You ever played down in Argentina too at the center?
Yeah. Well, and then your dad's. It was a KCK league, and so I officiated that. I don't remember that when you were little.
Yeah.
But every Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Louis would run that, and myself and Coach O'Connor and Ben Suber. We'd officiate that for years.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. A lot of competition. Your dad and I were talking about last night. There was another team, one of the teams, been there for a long time, probably the oldest team, the Murguias, and they got beat like 50 to 60 points every night, except for one night they beat your dad's team.
Yeah. So, I mean, and we were like the first place team.
Yeah.
The Jazz.
We're playing the Jazz. Yeah, we're called the Jazz, and we're playing against, what were they called? Can't remember, but the Murguias are three brothers, older gentlemen. But they were out there just to play ball. They're from Argentina, well-respected gentlemen. And they had their team. They had some young guys and they had some older guys, but they were just there to play ball. So it was one of those games where we played and they beat us because, they would slowly bring the ball down. You only have 10 seconds to cross the line, right? So there was ref in that game would allow them 15, 16 seconds. We're like, come on, Tommy, it's 12, 13, 14. And they would just walk the ball across, and then they would run their little offense, and they score a little layup, and then there we go. And they end up beating us, And I was like, and Tommy was like, I'm just letting them play, man. They would just run a really slow offense, but they figured out how to beat us. And we were that high scoring team, and everybody's shooting threes and hitting nothing, and everybody was just off because it was just too slow of a game. It's just weird how that works. But Tommy was reffing, and Tommy's like, I'm gonna help these guys out a little bit, see if they can beat the Jazz.
And they did. It worked.
And I was like, yeah. So everybody's mad at Tommy because they're like, man, they had 6 guys on their team because Tommy was not part of that team. Shit, they throw Tommy a pass and Tommy would throw it back down low. Like, he's reffing. What are you guys doing?
You guys are the number one team. Come on, you should be by 50.
I know.
That's my fault.
That's the shit that Tommy would say. He goes, come on, guys. You guys are the high-powered offense out here. What, you guys can't score on these guys? They're like, man, we can't when you're helping them out. Yeah.
I wouldn't ever get close to him. Foul. 3 seconds. Going the other way.
Tommy would say, travel, Mario, travel. I said, I don't even have the ball. I never had the time to touch the ball. Tommy, how did travel on me?
Man.
So, yeah, Tommy reffed, you reffed, and you said, of course, Lino's helped ref at the times. And that's why I like telling you last night. Like, that's what made it fun. When you guys were the ref, you would let us play. That was, except when we played the Murguias, yeah.
Yeah, got paid off that game.
Yeah. Did you like reffing that league?
Yeah, I did. It was a lot of fun.
You did a lot of scouting too in it. Every time there was a tournament, you kind of ask that guy over there, ask him.
Recruiting, right?
Yeah, Tommy was recruiting out there.
That's how we pick up Tomas.
yeah, that's right.
Ever picked you up too? What are you talking about? Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was. And then Lance, we picked Lance up. He's not Mexican, but yeah, he was.
We picked up Art too. Remember Art, your boy Art?
Yeah, Art Brooks.
He played with us.
That's right. Yeah.
We picked everybody except for Steve Williams.
Yeah, Stevie Williams. Yeah. Cause Stevie, I think Stevie even might have gone played with us, hadn't he?
Yeah. I think
maybe the in-town tournaments. Yeah, he always worked on the weekends. Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I never thinking about it as we're talking about it. Basketball really did like was around a lot in your life. Thinking about it, like because I remember you took me, like a couple other boys, me, Tommy, like I think Will was with us. We went to the KU camp up in by the plaza.
Oh yeah.
I think I don't know if it was at UMKC,
UMKC?
or I don't know. It was somewhere near there.
UMKC, and then there was one at Rockers too.
Oh, Rockers, that's what it was. Because I looking back, I'm like, it wasn't UMKC. It was Rockers. And I remember that. That was cool.
Did you know the coaches up at Rockers, or wasn't it? Yeah, okay.
Coach O'Connor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
O'Connor was there
right.
for a lot of years, and I coached with him 5 years up there.
Okay.
Good guy, great people, good organization. They were just really good to me. You know?
Yeah.
And so I had to make a decision. I'll stay in basketball. Am I really going to go anywhere as a coach, or should I stay in administration?
That's right. Yeah, because I remember going up to watch you coach as well. Yes.
So it was a lot of fun. But yeah, it was a big part of my life. That's Josie. I'd have to sneak out the back door when my kids were little so I could go to Sacred Heart Gym.
You got to earn that paycheck.
Yeah. And then that's back when we had those little pagers. She'd be paging me all night.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where are you? Come on, where are you?
Yeah.
I need help.
That's funny. In the 2 episodes ago, Lance brought the plaque that they used to have out there of all the MVPs.
Oh yeah.
All through the years. I've been looking for that plaque, and I talked to Louis, and Louis like, yeah, Lance has it. Like, why does Lance have it? Come to find out, Lance had it in his garage.
Really?
Yeah. So he brought it. He had saw the episode with Louis and I talking about it. Lance comes in the next week, and he brings it with him. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see.
In the top one, it said MVP referee. That was signed by the Murguia family.
Oh, man.
Funny.
But no, there's a lot of memories at the gym over there.
That is
Bears house.
the ACC, Argentine Community Center.
And the guys would come in. There's 3 games, 7, 8, 9. Some guys get there at 6:30, didn't play till the 9 o'clock game.
Just wanted to watch.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah.
The guys to get out of the house, get away from work, be away from
And everybody wanted to see this team lose, and everybody was there. Yeah, 6 o'clock or be there for the 7 o'clock game to watch. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy. And I would do that too. So, so-and-so's going to play so-and-so. Boom,
Yeah.
I'm going to that game, even though I played 2 hours.
Yeah, and remember Double O? Double O was there every Tuesday.
Yes,
man.
yes.
He's sitting right
R.I.P.
next to us.
Double O, yeah.
Yeah.
Double O.
Him, yep. Mendez. His last name was Mendez. Yeah, he was a ref. I mean, a ref. He was keep score. Older gentleman. Yeah, he worked with your grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then when he stopped keeping score, he'd just come just to watch. But he sat right next to the scorer's table and just hang out. Every time out, make me laugh. Halftime, man,
Yeah.
he's just a funny guy. Just a good guy. And then his son played. His son played, remember?
Yeah.
I think he played at Harmon High School, and then he played in the league afterwards.
Yeah. I actually had some video of us playing and, you reffing, in that game.
Really?
Yeah. It's funny. Tommy had the hair flowing back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good time, though. It really was. I hated to see it go after Louis retired.
Yeah.
And he just kind of said, hey, I'm done with this, Tommy. And we tried to keep it going, but it just wasn't.
Yeah. And it started getting a little crazy. I mean, all of a sudden college kids that were, play college ball, ex-college kids were coming in here and flying over everybody. And
it wasn't just the community anymore after a while.
That's what I was telling you. When we were at Harmon, I walked into the gym and I was like, man, I remember playing in a men's tournament here. I said, and I got dunked on. It was just one-on-one, and this dude come at me, and he did one of those, threw it over my head. So I kind of like turned around, and he threw it off the backboard, and he jumped right over me and dunked the ball.
I didn't.
And I think I went home after that. No, that wasn't.
I didn't mean to hurt you.
You walked off the court.
I walked up the court. I called timeout. I was, I'm done. I don't need to be playing. And this was a college kid too,
Yeah.
playing with these old men. Old man, I was like 27, 28.
So remember, we'd run the league, and then we'd have the tournament. Remember, we'd have the tournament sometimes over at Harmon.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody would stack because
Yes.
it wasn't just community then.
Yeah. Everybody was waiting for that tournament,
Yeah. And they would pick up all the guys over at Rockhurst that I was coaching. Nick Bybee.
Yeah.
And some of those guys. What's the big guy's name from Cameroon? The big African kid. Man, he could fly. He's a doctor now.
Really?
Yeah.
Dr. J.
There you go.
Have you ever been starstruck?
No.
Come on.
Did you meet Mike Tyson?
Closest to starstruck. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I was
Mike
going to say.
Tyson.
Yeah, that's what I
Mike
was trying to
Tyson,
see if I
maybe.
get that Mike Tyson story out of you.
Mike Tyson, probably.
How was that? What was that at, or what?
We were in Vegas, and we actually were at this really nice hotel, this restaurant, where they give you all the meats that you want, different types, and fancy cooked. And it was at a big, beautiful mall, something similar to Caesar's Palace, but I don't think it was the Palace. But we were sitting there. It was Anthony,
Yeah, you guys went.
Sanchez, Little T, Josie, and I were sitting at the table, and we're eating away. Anthony looks up, and I see him just looking at me, staring at someone walk by. I said, "Ant, what's up?" He said, "That's Mike Tyson." I said, "No way." This is big, strong-looking guy eating a little cup of ice cream, a little bitty old cup of ice cream with a little spoon.
You saying that? That's delicious.
Yeah.
So he's walking by, and I said, "That's Mike Tyson." You'll see Ant. He jumps up, and he starts running this little funny jog out the door because they were just
Wait, Ant did?
Yeah. And so I had to go chase him. I thought, oh, he's going to get lost. I'd start chasing him. Sure enough, we walked outside, and I said, "Mr. Tyson." I call him Mr. Tyson, not Mike.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, guys."
Uh-huh.
How's that going?
Yeah. I said, can we get a picture maybe? And he says, yeah, come on. And his manager, the bodyguard, he said, "Oh, no, we can't do that. We're busy. He's got a tight schedule." Tyson says, no, I got time. We're good. And so Ant and I get in there, and the guy takes the picture. And T, he's still shy back then. And so he didn't run out, and I think his mom had to coax him to get out there.
Yeah.
And so he comes out the door.
That's right. T was very shy.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Very shy. And finally, he walks out, and I said, "Hey, Mike, can we get a picture with my son?" He said, "I thought this was your son." And I said, "No, this is my godson. That's my son."
Yeah.
And again, the guy says, "No, we can't do it. We got to go." Tyson says, "No, we got time. We can come on. We get a picture, all of us in here."
Heck yeah.
So we all get in, we get a picture. And I thought, how can I strike up a conversation? And I remember reading an article in Sports Illustrated about him and his pigeons. He has all these pet pigeons.
Yeah.
And he raises them, right? And so I started talking about pigeons. "Hey, how are your pigeons doing?" When I was a kid, we had pigeons. Mine were wild pigeons, stinky, and everywhere in a little beat up garage. And so, he started talking about his pigeons, and he just got into the conversation. He was super nice. I thought, man, this guy's a really nice guy. And I didn't like him for a while because he bit off Holyfield's ear, right?
Yeah.
You can't respect this guy.
I know.
But no. And then I saw the little clipping, and T sent it to me, actually. They asked him about, did you ever talk to Holyfield? Why did you buy his ear off?
Yeah.
What? I did it with Dari.
Yeah. And they're like the best of friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I
good
think
friends.
they made a commercial with that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, send them an ear or something in a box.
They joke about it a lot and stuff.
Yeah. So I was just listening to one of Mike Tyson's he has a podcast, Hot Boxing.
Does he really?
It's really cool. He's all into the marijuana.
Yeah,
he owns his own
like he's got his own like brand and like
Brand.
form of
Really?
plant. Yeah.
of marijuana. Yeah, he's all into the marijuana.
The knockout plant.
Yeah.
The sleeper.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool though. And then so when he fought, I don't remember the last fight a couple years ago. He and who did he fight?
Roy Jones
Roy
Jr.
Jones. Yeah. So I edited that picture, cut out the two boys. It was just me and Mike Tyson. And I sent it out to everyone and said, "Hey guys, everybody, my best buddy's going to be boxing tonight." So
Oh yeah, you said that's cool.
That's funny.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's hoping to get that story out of you because I remember heard a little bit of it, but not like you told it today. What hobbies do you have? Do you have any hobbies now? Watering the garden.
Watering the garden, all those flowers. I still work out. I still like to work out. I got my own gym upstairs, but I don't go to the gym anymore. My Genesis is closed down. I used to go there and play basketball a lot. At least just clear my head and shoot around.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. So I really miss that. But my hobbies have kind of dwindled. I like spending time with my wife. All my time with my wife, who I love dearly, and she's the best.
Yeah, the one that looks like the nun from back in the day. Yeah,
with the wig on.
We got that time. Yeah. But,
come on, I was trying to get some brownie points here on your show, hoping she might listen or watch.
Okay.
If she's tuned in.
Okay, again, we'll edit that part out. Yeah. When's the next garage sale?
We're actually going to try to have one in October.
Are you here soon?
Yes, soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I told you that one day. I said, "Come on in, Tommy Sandy." Nope. I don't want Sandy near my stuff. She might take my valuables. Yes. I was like, okay, Tommy, that's a good excuse not to come in. Yeah,
Yeah, I do remember that.
yeah, that was funny. Yeah, and I tell you, you're gonna be a car salesman. You're selling cars left and right now, and
You know what? I probably missed my calling. Everyone says I was a salesman.
yeah,
With this soft, sexy voice, it might have worked. I don't know.
I was either a musician or a car salesman. It was
you
one
want
of the two.
to learn how to sell cars? Talk to Leo. Leo will show you, teach you how to sell cars.
Yeah,
That guy could sell a car to a tree. Yeah.
You look like you got your own lot in your driveway because you're like the only other person on our street who has just as many cars as we do.
I think Josie and you and Sandy were counting those up. Who has more cars now, Mario?
I think we do now.
Yeah, we got 6.
Yeah, we got 6 in our driveway, and you guys are down to
We're down
4.
to 3 right now.
3.
But we do have 4. It's just
And then you have a motorcycle, and then you have your 4-wheeler, and then come on, you still got
a boat. There's a boat
You
over
got
there.
a boat. Yeah,
who's counting?
yeah, right.
You'll have to teach us how to ride motorcycles. Actually, we need to learn. We're trying.
I
to
know.
learn.
Yeah, I need to learn how to ride a bike, man. Did I ever show you my dad's motorcycle? I had it in the garage. Well, I no longer own that motorcycle.
Really?
My goal was to fix it after my dad passed. I said, I'm gonna try to fix it. I never had time, never got to it, and so my cousin Robert Garcia, who was my dad's godson, and him and my dad were pretty close because Robert lived across the street from us growing up, so they were pretty close. And so he knew a lot about that motorcycle. And when I told him, I said, hey, man, I think I'm going to get rid of my motorcycle. And he's like, I'll buy it.
Really?
He said, it was my godfather's bike. I'll take it, So, he has it now, and he's already ripped it up into pieces. He's doing everything to it. And he says, you better go learn how to ride a bike. He says, because as soon as I get this bike going, I want you to ride it. I want you to be the first ones to ride this bike.
Really?
So shit, I need to learn how to ride a bike. Yeah, and I have friends at work.
I've been wanting to learn how to ride.
Friends
too.
at work who he owns like 3 or 4 bikes, and he's like, you can use one of the other ones. We'll go somewhere and ride around and get you going.
Nice. It was a little Honda, wasn't it?
Yeah, little Honda 350. Yeah.
Actually, there's actually.
It's funny. People say it's a small Honda, but that son of a bitch was heavy.
Yeah.
Man,
parts
I don't
to it.
know. I don't know how those damn things are. They're just so.
There's actually 2 motorcycle schools. There's literally one right over here.
A motorcycle school?
Yeah,
Really?
and then one at JCC. They teach you too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why? We got Tommy. Maybe Tommy can teach us in his.
yeah. We don't have to pay that way.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
unless
We just learned how to ride a bike up and down a hill. The one down next door to his house.
that's all you need, man. I just need to be able to go straight without falling.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. You just stand. I mean, like they're heavy.
It's leaning.
I don't care what they say. Is
You don't turn
That's
the
a
wheel. You
heavy
just
ass
lean. Isn't that right?
you gotta have strong legs.
They're all different too.
Oh,
I don't know. I just felt this bike was wide, and I don't know how my dad did, but anyway.
Maybe he'll fix
We'll
it up
fig-
and you can buy it back, Marco.
Yeah,
possibly.
they ain't gonna
Gotta
happen.
keep
Rob
it
ain't gonna
family,
give
man.
that bike up.
Nah, I'd rather have a newer one. I want something newer. Something.
Yeah. But
I'll probably buy a used one though. I want a used one.
That's cool. You kept it in the family.
yeah, that's the thing, Robert. So you know what? I want to keep it. I'll keep it in the family. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna fix it up. Maybe one of my boys will want to ride as soon as I get this bike going. They'll say, "Oh, that's cool." And people say it's like a starter bike. It was 1969.
Did your dad ride it?
Yeah, my dad used to ride it. He used to ride it back in the day. I remember he'd jump on it and throw me in the back seat, and I put my arms around him, and
Really?
he always grabbed my hands, take them off, and he put them under his ass. He'd lift his ass. He put my hands underneath his ass, and he goes, "You ain't going nowhere now." Because he goes, if you fall off, I'm going to feel you. He goes, so you're not going to fall off. I'm like, all right, Dad. So I'm riding, my hands are flat under his ass. And I'm like, probably look pretty weird sitting back there like that. Everybody else is hugging their dads, their moms, and mine is under my dad's ass. Don't let one go, Dad. Yeah, that's
It was going in the wind
actually
anyway.
because right underneath his ass there was a handle, a strap.
So
So-
you hold on.
But I couldn't hold on. I couldn't hold on to that because if you sit on my hands, so my hands are flat, but they might have been underneath that strap. Maybe no.
Yeah, you should have tucked him under the strap,
think
and
they
then he
might have
sits
been.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. My hands are in his pockets, pretty much. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. But yeah,
Getting ready to end it here.
yeah, we're gonna ready to end it. Tommy, I appreciate you coming in. This was fun. Told you we are gonna have a good time.
Appreciate you having me.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. You know, something to you know, we'll always remember this little moment. You know,
Yeah.
forever, and then your kids can watch this, and everybody that knows you, your whole family, and maybe make you more popular in Garden City.
Yeah.
That nun will see this episode
the
and
nun
she'll be
will-
like, I missed my chance.
Yeah.
He was the one.
Yeah,
And
he was the one, and Victor Ortiz will be saying, "Man, I shouldn't have boxed. Maybe I should have been on that."
Now I'm the second coolest person to come.
Maybe
Yeah.
Victor Ortiz will call you and say, "Hey,
There
I
you
want to
go.
be on the
Yeah,
Big
you
Money
there you
Show."
go.
I like to bring him in here. Yeah. My goal still is to bring Trent Green in here. I know somebody who knows Trent Green, and he said, I'm gonna get Trent Green, remember the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to get him in here. That'd be cool. But yeah, so before we end, usually I aim with favorites, but this I'm going to change it right now, and I call this Pony, Pony, which is a pick one and Y. Pony, pick one and Y. I know it's kind of hard to see. I guess you got to if I wrote
You
it
gotta
down.
see a visual.
Anyway, so like my first one is Pepsi or Coke. Coke. Why? What's wrong with Pepsi?
Tastes better.
What? It's you ever did the Pepsi challenge?
Yeah.
What?
And you should still figure out what Coke is. He said, Marco said, what? Marco has no idea what we're
You
talking about.
just pour two cups and you figure out which one's
back,
the Pepsi or Coke.
back in the day, Pepsi and Coke always had this thing against each other, and everybody would say, "Oh, they taste the same," and I'm like, "No, they're not the same." So Pepsi would put out there, "Taste our product, taste Coke. You tell us which one's better." Of course, Pepsi would always say, Pepsi was better. Pepsi or Coke, and everybody. Of course, everybody in the commercial would pick Pepsi.
Yeah.
That's what they're
Yeah,
supposed
in
to
the
pick.
commercial.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they were both Pepsi.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't go wrong.
Yeah, they just had the empty can or empty bottle of Coke, and it was really Pepsi that whole time. Yeah.
To me, Pepsi's sweeter. It's just sweeter. It kind of gets to my stomach.
Yeah. What about the Coke, Mexican Coke? You like those?
I like it. It's a little more flat.
No,
Yeah.
the Coke. No, it's more sweeter.
It's sweet, but flat sweet. It's
Flat sweet. to it?
Like the carbonation, it's not
Yeah,
as strong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I remember going to grandma's back in the day, and boom, bring the box.
Yeah.
Remember the box, and bring out the big heavy bottles.
Yeah.
Big thick bottles. They still sell those around.
So I drink that one when I go to Torito, the restaurant.
Uh-huh.
We're on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go get you a bottle, and yeah.
But you can tell when you pour it, just not have that.
Looks like syrup. Looks like you could pour it on
It's a little
on
thicker.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Like it's today. Football or basketball?
Basketball.
Play it, or because you just like to play it, or you like to watch it?
Both.
Yeah, you'd rather
And
watch
officiate.
and officiate. Yeah, and favorite too.
He's not going to let that go, Marco.
I don't even know if that's a word.
He's not going to let that go. But again, if you're watching, man, come on.
Right?
He's trying to say we stole the game.
Oh man, that still hurts.
The better team won, Marcos. Trust me.
that
night.
night, yeah.
That night.
Read or listen to a book.
I really never listened to a book, so I have to pick read. But
okay.
I think I'd enjoy it, though.
Yeah.
Probably save time because I'm a slow reader.
Are you? Yeah.
I like to read and really understand it. I never read for pleasure. I read for more understanding and information.
Yeah.
So it's not a pleasure read
The
like
knowledge
a novel.
you get.
I'm not into novels.
Yeah. Do you read books? Huh?
No, I should. I need to read books. I only have a couple books that I like.
Yeah.
But
same here.
I probably should read more.
Yeah. My son bought me a book for Father's Day like 3 years ago. I still haven't read it. I've got to page 6, and then I got to read the first 6 over. I got to keep reading it over and over because I fall asleep. And it's a good book. It's about John Thompson, the Hoyas coach. He wrote a book, and I'm trying to read it, but it's hard. Anyway, so I think I'm going to need to listen to it.
To and from work.
Yeah. No, I watch this podcast. Is what I do. So
Okay.
yeah. So do you drive or be a passenger? Ride shotgun. Where would you rather?
I always drive.
You always drive?
Yeah. I'd like to be the passenger. Josie actually drove the other day. We came back from Manhattan Saturday so I could rest because I'd get to the Fiesta to work. So I asked if she'd drive.
Did you rest? You probably were nervous.
I rested, but I don't really sleep when somebody else drives. But
Yeah. You sleep with one eye open?
yeah, that's it. One eye open.
Yeah. Okay. And last one, hot or cold?
Hot. Definitely hot.
Yeah.
I'd rather be sweaty than be chilled and cold.
Yeah. But it's easier, but to me it's easier to warm up.
So you'd
Then
rather be out in the snow
too
than
cool.
out in the heat?
Yeah, because you can warm up more. You can wear more. You can, because when you're out in the heat, you can't stay cool. You got to go back inside or jump in water. But hell, sometimes the water's warm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would prefer cold, even though I don't like the cold. But if I had to choose, I think I'd say cold because I
Really?
can keep myself warm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about you, Marco?
I think I'd rather be cold. I think you can adapt a little better to the cold than you can the heat.
You can freeze to death. I don't know you're going to die with the heat, though, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Would you
can
rather
Heat stroke or something.
burn to death or freeze to death? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Hey, no.
Whoa! Oh, whoa.
They say the most humane way to kill a rat or a mouse is put it in the freezer.
What were you going to say something, Chris?
I agree with Dad.
What's that?
Humanity created fire. We started from the cold, and now we can warm up from then on.
But he. Okay.
That's a good point, Chris.
I'm saying that's the logical reason for to be cold and then get warm.
Well, that's what I said. I prefer cold because you can adapt.
No, that's what Dad said.
That's what I said.
I said that. Well, he said it too, but you weren't listening to him. You don't have to listen to you.
Whatever. Anyways.
Okay. But anyways, yeah, we'll end it on that. Again, thank you, Tommy, for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was
Good time,
good
son.
laughs.
Yeah.
Chris, again, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you decided to stay.
Forced me to.
It's your job,
I
Chris.
bought you a Sprite. Enjoy it. Drink that Sprite. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We are out. Peace.